good? Don't fuck up, don't fuck yourself, don't fuck up and fuck yourself, don't fuck up and fuck yourself, don't fuck up and go fuck yourself. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Rude Cooking School Podcast. I'm your host, John Hauser III, and with me with a miraculous goatee is...
Soren. Saucy Soren Marquardt.
Yeah, there we go. Keep it going.
Call back from last time.
Hell yeah, that's your name now.
I'll take it. I've been called worse.
How you doing, dude?
Oh, living the dream. How about you?
I'm living something. It's not a dream, but I'm here. This weekend is Memorial Day weekend. It's a crazy time here in Baltimore. There is Baltimore Artscape, which normally happens in July during the hottest week of the year. Normally, it's always a joke that it's always like 110 degrees and you got to go out and see Patti LaBelle sweat her fucking ass off singing and shit. But Artscape's one of the biggest art festivals on the East Coast. It's amazing, but they decided to move it to this weekend because they're smart, right? Because it's not going to be as hot, but they didn't realize that they're encroaching on one of the greatest Baltimore contributions to the world, and that is Maryland Death Fest, which takes up like one big chunk of the city and is literally a death metal festival that takes up a square mile and multiple venues, and it's spreading because, you know, they want to get smaller bands in, so they got to get smaller clubs, so it just keeps getting bigger. And now Death Fest Artscape's encroaching on Death Fest, but Death Fest has been there for years, so nobody's like fucking moving. It's really interesting. And
that's certainly a juxtaposition of different social groups.
Well, without a doubt. And one of my favorite things in the world that I'm not going to get this year is there is the Baltimore Farmers Market, which I love, that is underneath a big part of a highway that goes through Baltimore. And it's not going to be there this year because Artscape's taken over that whole area.
I saw you posted that. I wasn't sure if that was like a permanent thing. Or
no.
Because I didn't really read the article because, you know.
Yeah, you don't live in Baltimore. But they just were like, well, you guys can deal with it for 1 week. And people are like, no, this is our livelihood. We're literally a farm that makes money because people come to the farmer's market and buys the things that we fucking grow on our farm, you fucking twats. And one of the best parts is, honestly, just watching all the fucking cool, fun Death Fest people like just enjoy the fucking farmer's market next to a bunch of preppy dickheads that have just come in from out of town. You know what I mean? Like, now are these people in like their fucking, some of them are in their corpse paint ready to go because it's so close to Death Fest that they're just like, I'm just going to pick up a coffee and some food and then I'm off to fucking rock and roll for 7 hours, you know? And then on top of that, there's like 3 other things. There's like a Sweebo Fest, which is Southwest Baltimore Fest. There's like 8 zillion things happening this weekend. This fucking town's going to be just unmovable. It sucks.
Yeah.
Like, Baltimore's
good parking.
Well, that's the thing. And Baltimore's not the hugest city, but like when you purposely, like the moving of Artscape sucks because Artscape used to be on this giant swath in front of it was in our arts and culture center. And it's in front of like one of the most famous art institutes in America. And they haven't graduated yet. So they're like, well, we don't want to fuck up their shit. So let's move it to a different place. And everybody's like, why are you doing that? Like, it just sucks. It's weird, but I'm anticipating you just can't drive anywhere all weekend. That's fine. I'm just going to drink and grill
Yeah, it sounds like from what I gather, though, a lot of your favorite spots are walkable at least. So.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, the only problem I'm gonna have probably is Saturday morning when I have band practice and got to go out of town and then come back in, and coming back in will be a fucking mess. But whatever, who gives a shit?
You know.
But being it's Memorial Day weekend, everyone's gonna start grilling because that's the start of grilling season for you fucking goddamn.
Yeah, I'll be doing it too, but I'm actually cooking for my daughter's graduation party on Sunday.
Oh yeah, congratulations, old man.
Yeah. Don't remind me. I don't need reminders. My joints remind me every morning when I get out of bed.
All right, so okay, I'll start with you. I know that you're not like a fucking weekend warrior. Just it's finally time I can grill. Like I grill all year when I can in the snow sometimes if I really want the thing, but what are you grilling this weekend?
I'm actually smoking 2 pork shoulders.
Nice.
And I'm making my bacon and dill potato salad because that's what my daughter asked for her graduation meal. So
sweet.
So yeah, nothing crazy, but I'm gonna put a couple of pork shoulders on my drum smoker and make some potato salad. My sister's making a big batch of coleslaw to go with it, and we're just gonna do sliders. And
okay, so going back to last week, are you doing like Carolina style pulled pork?
Probably not. I'm just it's just gonna be a dry rub, and then I'll probably make some sauce to go with it.
Sauce
she
on
doesn't
the
eat
side.
barbecue sauce. Yeah,
Gotcha.
So I'll just make a batch of sauce to go along with it, and then the slaw and everything goes, on the sliders and stuff. It's generally pretty solid. So.
Okay, sweet. I'm going to be grilling something. I don't know. We had people over 2 weeks ago for Crosby's last dance of middle school. I made a bunch of pizzas, talked about that.
Yeah.
Last weekend, had a bunch of people over for Eurovision and had a fucking packed house, but I didn't make anything. Well, I made 2 things, but one was already made. I just had to heat it up. It just had a giant box of spring rolls, veggie spring rolls, and some pre-made sauce that I bought. But my wife was like, "You're not
Nothing
making
wrong with that.
You're not making anything. Like you're gonna fucking cook all day, and then you're gonna be just completely jacked the next day. You're not gonna be able to get out of bed." And I'm like, "Okay, fine."
Way to watch out, Leanne.
Yeah, no, exactly. And then I did make. Have you ever made fromage fort?
I am not familiar with that.
You got to say it with a French accent. Fromage fort.
Fromage fort.
Fromage fort.
It almost sounds like fromage farts, but I've had lots of those. But.
Fortified cheese. So basically, and this is a great recipe for anybody. Like it went over like fucking gangbusters because all I had to do was buy a baguette, thinly slice it, olive oil, toast it, right? Boom. You got your little mini toast, right? Then you just go into your fridge, you find all the weird nubbins of cheese that you have in your fridge. You put it
cheese
in,
nubbins.
Yeah, everybody has it
in high school.
Nice. My name's Cheese Nubbins. I play defensive end for Ball State.
It's nice to meet you.
Yeah. Like I always have just like bags of weird cheese that like we've had a charcuterie thing, and then there's like a quarter of a block or a wedge of blue or like a little bit left over of brie, and like just all these pieces of cheese.
Mm-hmm.
And then at some point you're like, I don't know what to do with this. You just take it all, you put it in a blender. It doesn't matter what cheeses, soft. Just don't put a bunch of blue in there, but you can put blue in there.
Yeah.
Because blue's so overpowering.
Like it over funky.
Right. But like, put your cheddars, put your Goudas, put your fucking parm. Just make sure you chop up the parm a little finer than the other pieces because it's so hard. But put it all in a fucking Cuisinart, throw in a couple cloves of garlic, a half a cup of white wine, and blend that bitch to death. And a stick of butter, and then fucking blend it, and you can throw herbs in
there.
there.
It is French, so the butter is mandatory.
Yeah. Well, the butter is basically lube for the blender.
Gotcha.
And yeah, you can throw in any herbs you want, however you want. Like I threw in a bunch of thyme and some chives and a little bit of rosemary, and you just blend the piss out of it until it's smooth. Then you put it in a thing, and everybody goes, "You made this? It's amazing!" And of course, me being an asshole, I'm just like, it's just a bunch of trash I had my kids.
It's leftovers.
It's leftover bullshit. You guys aren't worth
I
me
just
buying.
blended up leftovers with some
I
butter.
didn't buy anything good for you fucks. But no, like, they're like, for real? Like, you made this? And I'm like, yeah, like, it's really easy. And, I spent a lot of time telling people how to make it because everybody was like, oh, this is so good. And it really is. And I was like, the wild thing is it pretty much tastes the same every time you make it, no matter what kind of cheeses you put in it.
I feel like the wine and stuff is going to be kind of the dominant note in it, as far as like, it's almost like a dry fondue.
Well, yeah, the wine has a lot to do with some of the flavor. The garlic definitely does. The herbs,
for sure.
The herbs too. But like, different cheeses have, like I just chopped up a wheel of brie I had that I bought that I was going to bake and then just never did anything with it. It sat in my fridge for 2 weeks, it was perfectly fine. It hadn't been cracked open. I just chopped that bitch up and put it in there. And it's just more, creamy, delicious cheese.
Yeah. I feel like brie, if you don't break the seal, it's immortal.
Oh, so. Yeah. Well, of course. But yeah, it was fucking.
I'll have to give that a rip.
Fromage fort. Yeah. It's
fromage fort.
Yeah. Just look it up. There's a zillion different recipes for it, but I always go with, I think it was a Jacques Pepin thing, like where I just watched him do it and I was like, fuck, that's brilliant. Like,
I watched so many of his clips, and he'll just like build this delicious ass thing out of just stuff he has laying around in like 5 minutes. I'm like, that's why you're Jacques Pepin.
Yeah, he's very frugal and like he
doesn't waste anything.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, he's a fucking baby of pre-World War II, you know what I mean? Like, so, yeah, so did that. And then this weekend, I'm like, well, are we going to have people over? And Leanna's like, absolutely not. No fucking way.
Oh, I get it. Yep.
And I was like, well,
the social battery's a little low.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, well, what am I going to make? And then I just watching a bunch of videos and reading a bunch of shit. And then I was like, hot dogs. And my wife was like, yeah, so what? And I'm like, no, but let's make some fun hot dogs. So I think we're going to make Sonoran hot dogs.
I saw that post on the Facebook page. I've seen
the caramel.
It looks fantastic.
Have you never had Sonoran hot dogs? You live in Texas?
No, it's not a thing around here.
Huh.
I've never run across it. I've been to a billion different like taquerias and all kinds of food trucks. It's not really a thing in this part of Texas.
Yeah.
I feel like it's probably more of a west or southwest Texas.
Yeah.
It's just I've never run across it here.
Because you're like northeast, right?
Yeah, basically. We're about 2 hours south of the Oklahoma border.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I was thinking about that, but then like, okay, so for everybody who's listening, of course, we're doing hot dogs. You saw the title.
This topic is a farce.
You saw the fucking title. I get it. You sly dog, you. Yeah. So after looking at some of these, I'm like, oh, maybe I'll make some fucking really wild shit. So let's talk about it a little generally for now. Do you like hot dogs?
Yeah, I love hot dogs.
Yeah.
I growing up as a kid of not many means.
Sure.
They were always kind of a staple in the fridge, and they made a quick and dirty lunch.
Yeah.
You just nuke them and throw them in your struggle buns, your sliced white bread, and whatever condiment of choice, and or just like we talked about a while back, we called them Texas tailpipes. The hot dog and a slice of American cheese rolled up in a tortilla, and you huck it in a skillet and
yeah,
and basically make like a hot dog like taquito.
It's so good though.
Oh yeah, no, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. It's like I could eat 10 of them, but
Yeah.
just a little mustard dunk, But yeah, no, I love hot dogs.
I mean, I love them too. I have a tattoo of them. I got it.
Yeah, so I've heard.
Yeah. Have you ever seen? Oh, I don't know if it's right there.
No, yeah.
It says Rude on it in mustard.
Oh yeah.
Rebecca has one, except her Rude is ketchup because she was a baby and ate hot dogs with ketchup all the time.
Yeah, I remember that being an issue of contention for. I mean, I'm team both.
I'm team both actually too. And a hot dog with both is really good.
I like ketchup, mustard, and relish. If I'm just going straight hot dog, it's ketchup, mustard, and relish.
If I'm going straight hot dog, I'm going mustard onion. If chili's not an option.
It's just if I don't feel like chopping anything up, it's just whatever I can squirt out of a tub in my fridge.
I can't eat a hot dog without onion on it. Like that's my one. Besides the bun and the dog, I have to have onion on it. I don't know what it is. It's just something to.
I get
cut the fat. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, it give a little sharpness and yeah. I get it. Sometimes I just don't feel like dicing a fucking onion.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Especially because I'm probably going to be the only one. Me and my oldest kid will be the only one that use it.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to waste half an onion for 2 hot dogs.
You can always just do like the kind of like Chicago dog thing and just slice some like rainbows and then just stick it in the bun that way.
That's my only hitch with the Chicago dog is I love the stuff they put on a Chicago dog, but I don't like the volume of it. It's a little much sometimes.
It's hard. It's hard to eat sometimes, but it's so fucking good.
Yeah, I was like, I just the texture contrast between biting into a hot, juicy hot dog and a cold spear of pickle in the same bite is a little. It's a little. You have to get used to it.
In culinary terms, that's called a chaud-froid.
Oh, okay.
A cold hot.
Okay. Of course, it's French too.
Yeah, of course. When I was a kid, I loved hot dogs very, very much. We used to go to this market that was by my house, and they had a butcher that had, my dad would get all of our lunch meat there. They'd have their own Slim Jims. We just get like a fucking pound of Slim Jims. I would just eat those fucking things all week like it was my job. And then we'd get these mini hot dogs that they would make. I've never seen them anywhere else. And they literally were just mini hot dogs. And we just ate them cold. We just they were just
it's almost like Little Smokies, but not smoked.
Right. But fatter. They were like,
just little.
They were the thickness of dogs, but they were like 1.5 inches long.
Oh,
they're really cute little guys.
I feel called out right now.
I mean, I wish. The thing about them was they were just like little snack dogs. Like I would take them to school, and because
I think I've seen something like that at World Market. I don't know how widespread World Market is.
No, I don't.
It's
never heard of it.
It's a chain. They sell everything from like. It's all import shit. And they sell everything from like Christmas ornaments to like canned fish and condiments and all that stuff. And that's my favorite part of the store because fuck all that other stuff. I don't need all the tchotchkes and stuff. But I always go, the back of the store is where all the food products are. Mm-hmm. And you can find some really interesting stuff back there. So, and I feel like, and it's like the German section. I feel like I've seen like jars of like tiny hot dogs.
Well, this was all fresh. Like this was all fresh. It was not in a jar or any of that stuff. But I know what you're saying. This was all fresh, and we'd get hot dogs there, and we would get these little mini guys, and the mini guys were awesome. But they were, the typical at the time, I guess, it's lamb intestine, what they put hot dogs in for natural casing.
Yeah. Okay.
Hot dogs.
Well, I always thought there were pork casings, but
No, well, it depends. You got to, if you're going to use a hog casing, it's got to be upper intestine.
Yeah, because it's skinnier.
Right. As you get to the bottom, it's very, very big.
Yeah. Okay.
You know,
that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yes. Smaller organs.
Yeah. But normally it's like a lamb casing. And it's like I was just thinking about it in the last couple of days when I was thinking about hot dogs, and I'm like, I'll never find fucking things again. They were so good. Just have this, you get like a fucking pound or two of these little hot dog things. And again, I need to iterate this or reiterate it because people always are freaked out. You can go to your fridge right now, and if you have a pack of hot dogs, you can open it up and just eat them. They're already cooked.
They're totally cooked. Yeah.
People don't.
It's like smoked sausage. It's
people
totally cooked.
Flip out if you eat like a quote unquote raw hot dog. And I'm like, have you never had a fucking raw hot dog? They're so good.
I used to eat frozen tater tots when I was a kid. So
I still eat frozen tater tots. I fucking love frozen tater tots. But yeah, like you can totally eat them. And
it's like a redneck breath mint.
Yeah. But yeah, I'd eat these little hot dogs and they were great. This weekend, I'm going to hope I have to. There's a place up it's called Rosedale. Up in Rosedale.
I'm betting money there's a town in Texas with the same name.
Oh,
just
I bet.
we just totally copped everybody's shit here.
There's a very famous liquor store in Rosedale that they have very shitty, amazing, fun commercials. You know, and there's not a lot of liquor stores in Baltimore that actually like have commercials, but these guys do. And they always finish it and they go, now come on down to King's Liquors in Rosedale. And it's like, all right, thanks, dude. Shout out to King's Liquors. I've gotten many kegs from them. They're great. But if you go past them, there's this place called Binkert's, and I've talked about it before on the podcast. Yeah. They are a German charcuterie emporium. I
learned when I lived up in Indiana, they refer to those places as case house.
Yeah. It would be like that. But they, you know, besides the public, they make all the wursts for the German and Swiss consulates in DC. But you go there and it's a really small little house. Like it's very small. Like when you go into their retail room, no shit, it's 15 by 9. And that's all you get. And then they got a big counter, like, you know, glass counter where you go to, and it's got all the fucking stuff in it. So they got head cheese and souse, which is vinegared head cheese. And they got hot dogs. They got Frankfurters, which are the longer guys. They got Weisswurst, which is, you know, veal white.
White sausage. Yeah.
Just all the wursts. They got liverwurst, 2 kinds, grainy and fine. They have Jan Lager, which is this like short dried land sausage, which is fucking really, really, really good. Not lamb, land. They just got Landjager. I think it's beef. They got all these different hanging sausages in the back. They have just bellies, you know, pork bellies that have been smoked and cured that I just buy by the pound. They're like, do you want us to cut it? I'm like, fuck no, just give me the fucking whole thing because I can just chop that into cubes. Oh, their bacon's so good. But you always leave with a fucking huge bag full of meat and you're like, how much is this? I'm afraid. And they're like, it's $40. You're like, all right.
Let's double up.
I'm out of here. I'm out running before you realize
you've committed a crime.
Yeah, dude. Every time I feel like I've committed a crime.
It's a worst case scenario.
Oh my God. That's fucking amazing. But I always feel like I'm in a cartoon because, like, you know, like in the cartoons, there's always like a string of hot dogs together. Shit, like coming out of a bag. I always feel like that when I leave that place. But they're amazing. And I got to get up there because they have really weird hours. They like close at 2 on a Saturday. They're not open on a Sunday. They're open during the weekend. I'm like, nobody can get to this fucking place except on the weekends, right? Like, guys need to fucking open this shit up. But they got like, and they make everything there. Like everything's made there. They don't import anything in.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah. The only thing they import is in the back of the room, they have like currywursts and German mustards and things of sauerkraut and shit like that. Like, but otherwise all the meats they make there. And that includes, so like all the wursts, all the smoked things, because it's a smokehouse. When you walk in, it smells so fucking good.
Oh yeah. So real quick, sorry.
Yeah.
So I've been working at my job for a little over 10 years now, and I drive the same route back and forth every day.
Mm-hmm.
And about 2 years ago, I noticed a sign on this little tiny side street off the main road that I go down. And it says Renko's Sausages.
Okay.
And I was like, what is that? And I just noticed it one day. And then one day I was on my way home and I was like, I got some time to kill. I'm going to pull in there. And the same kind of thing. It's not a German, it's not anything like that. Yeah. But they make their own hot links.
Fuck yeah.
They make their own sausage on a stick. And you walk in, the same thing. You can smell the smoke. And they're definitely doing the work in house. And I tell you what, them damn sausage on a stick like you get at the Ren Fair.
Yeah.
These were 10 times better.
Really?
And I bought a package of like 6 of them for like $10.
Jesus.
Because I mean, you're buying them from the people that are making them.
Yeah.
So, and they were awesome. I threw them on the grill just long enough to cook them off and just like,
you just savage them.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But hopefully nobody was like, taking video at the time, because, that could get weird. But
yeah,
but, no, it's the same kind of thing. We similarly down here, we have a town called West.
Okay.
Ironically enough, is south of here.
Nice.
It's not west of anything, but it's a Czech town.
Okay.
So they have like 3 or 4 different places that do all of that stuff. Czechoslovakian. The biggest attraction is they're right off the highway, all these places, and they sell like handmade kolaches and klobasnik.
Nice.
But they also make like, summer sausage and do hot dogs and all this stuff, in house. And it's all really, really good. And it's generally pretty reasonably priced, but it's more a highway stop when you're headed out of Dallas towards like Austin.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of a third of the way, so it's a nice, good break off point to get a drink and something to eat, and it's a nice little stop on your way to Austin, because Austin's 4 hours away. But yeah, same thing. They do lots of cased meat products.
Yeah, I love it. And yeah, I'm gonna go and then try to. Because they also do all these lunch meats and shit. Like I said, they do the head cheese, which is, people are like, ugh. But they always
I've never actually tried head cheese.
They always give tasters. And when people try it, they're like, oh my God. So like you boil a fucking cow head. You take all the meat apart. You
make a terrine.
Yeah, basically. And you just take all the like unctuous gelatinous broth and you mix it with the meat and you put it in a mold and you let it set. And the gelatin sets hard. It's not like jiggly.
All the collagen.
It's not jiggly Jello. It's like fucking like rubber almost Jello, where you can slice it on a slicer, and they slice it thin like lunch meat, and it's fucking amazing. Like, it's so good because
it's something that's been on my list to try. I just haven't found myself in a place where that was like a thing I could do. And
the thing that people are always weird about is the Jello part, right? The meat is always cooked to it's like tender and soft. And then, when you cut it so thinly, what happens is when you eat it, the gelatin instantly melts in your mouth and turns into like a sauce.
Yeah. It's like a soup dumpling.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So like when you eat it on a sandwich, it just
becomes its own condiment.
Exactly. And I don't think a lot of people realize that. Like, I just like eating chunks of it because I love meat Jello anyway.
Yeah.
But then sauce is the same thing, except they just add vinegar to the gelatin. So it's like tangy.
Yeah, that's a Caribbean thing. So sauce.
No, it's a German thing.
Well, they have their versions down in like Trinidad,
sure. Yeah.
I was just watching a video today about that. You know who Mark Wiens is?
No.
He's a YouTube food vlogger who is like gigantic.
Okay.
Dude has like 4 million subs. And he did a series a while back that I've been watching where he went down to Trinidad and Tobago and souse is a big thing there because they have a lot of there's a lot of different cultural diaspora in the Caribbean.
Mark Weems?
Weins, like Weens.
Ah, I gotcha.
Just like we're talking about. We're talking about Weens.
Yeah, Weens. Oh, yeah, I know this guy. Yeah. Yeah, okay, I know this guy. To
be fair, I can only watch about 20 minutes.
I was going to say, I fucking hate this guy sometimes. Like, some of his videos are good, but like I can watch one.
He oversells a lot.
I just don't trust anybody who smiles that much.
Yeah, and his food face is a little is a little off-putting at times, but
the food he eats is fucking cool. Like
and I learned a lot from that.
Yeah, me too.
I just kind of played like games on my phone.
Yeah, his personality is not my favorite, but I do appreciate his stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, definitely souse is definitely a thing from that they've adopted in the Caribbean. So.
That's cool. But so yeah, getting back to hot dogs, it's probably one of the first things I ever grilled. Probably the first thing I ever grilled. It's not the first thing I ever cooked. The first thing I ever cooked was an egg. So I know that. And we never really
I feel like I'm in the same boat. I feel like the first thing I did, like my mom taught me how to make scrambled eggs.
Yeah. And it was like, look, I'm going to be upstairs on Saturday morning. If you want your fucking egg, you cook it yourself. And
no, they were all at work. So it's just,
my parents were just like, look, it's the one day we get to sleep in. So fuck off.
Yeah, that's fair.
But my dad would have me at a certain point when I was like younger, start fixing the grill for him, put it, because he would always set up on like the egg cartons and then charcoal, and then you just squirt the fuck out of it with lighter fluid, which but for me as a young firebug, I was like, this is the best.
I did that once, but it was not to cook, and it was in an abandoned house, and I got to meet the Dallas fire chief.
Oh no!
It was a whole bunch of phone books.
Oh God! You burned a house down?
No, thankfully not. But the neighbor across the alley saw us doing it, and they called my mom, and so I suddenly got to go have a meeting with the fire chief of Dallas.
Nice.
And he yelled at me and then gave me a Bible.
Good mom. Bad firefighter.
I was like 10.
Yeah, but you'd be handing out Bibles
like fire. Fire.
That's how I still am. What are you, fucking crazy? Like,
well, that's why I grill.
My son, no, exactly. Like,
it scratches that itch.
It really does. My son has no urge for it. I'm like, oh, good, because I almost burned my house. I almost burned my house down like 4 times.
Yeah, no, I always did things off site.
I mean, I did too. I've burned a lot of shit. And
the Boy Scouts didn't help, because that was like the first fucking thing you did when you got to a campsite was start a fire. Well, and I was like, yeah, I'll do it.
I never went camping until I was in college, because I lived in the city. But then once I was like, wait a minute, we get to build a fire? This is the fun.
On purpose?
This is the fucking greatest. I don't even mind getting killed at night. Like, as long as I get to fucking build a fire. Yes.
Hell yeah, brother.
But yeah, like, and my dad was a weirdo. He was the one that actually liked burnt up hot dogs. So like I learned to, like, my mother liked them toasted. I liked them charred a little bit. My dad liked them fucking
it's like the roasted marshmallow thing. Like everybody's got their thing with the roasted marshmallow.
Yeah, my dad loved them nuked. Like, he loved a casing of charcoal.
I enjoy carbon.
Yeah. It's weird that it was cancer that pretty much killed him. Yeah, maybe that was it. You get the carbon and the hot dog, which pretty much is, solidified cancer, which they always tell you, right? Because of all the nitrates and shit.
Yeah.
That's probably what did it. But yeah,
that's kind of dark.
It's fine. He's dead. I love him, but he's dead. I'm just having a connection moment.
Gotcha.
And I'm not trying to be like, fuck him. No, I'm not trying to be that at all. But like, I'm just like, oh shit. Like, have you ever had a hot dog that's cooked like that? Like everybody has,
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah.
You know, at the end of the night,
I've been to a lot of barbecues where people couldn't cook.
At the end of the night, when everybody's
grilling sessions where people can't cook, it ain't fucking barbecue, but
you know, all the dogs have been picked through, and you're fucking just drunk enough to be super hungry. And you're like, all right, fine.
Like, no, you're just looking at a fucking just like a black rod on a plate.
It's just like a fucking elongated charcoal. Like,
the inside will probably be okay.
It's like, I could draw with this if I wanted.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's the beauty of like that kind of thing is like everybody has their thing. Like my mother, it was the same thing. My mother liked crispy bacon. My dad liked floppy bacon. Like, I don't get it's another thing.
That's bizarre. Like charred hot dogs and floppy bacon.
It's super bizarre because he didn't have teeth.
Oh.
I mean, he had dentures, but so he could eat it. But like most of the time, if he was just eating regular food, he just didn't wear his teeth sometimes because, you know, you just get tired of having them in your mouth sometimes.
Yeah.
Weird. I don't know. I grew up in a weird fucking house. God damn it.
Oh, you're not alone.
But yeah, so hot dogs. We both like them. Is there like a specific, what's your, like, okay, I've said mine, like literally you know, we always interview people and say, what would your last meal be? My last meal would be like 4 chili hot dogs with mustard and onion on it. Like I'm a basic bitch. Like that's how much I love hot dogs.
Oh no, yeah, I get that.
But what's your go-to like hot dog? Like
so. All right, it's gonna sound like I'm pandering, but 2 Oscar Mayer bun length hot dogs because they're not $7 a pack.
Okay.
With my wife's hot dog chili that she makes from her grandmother's recipe.
Okay.
It's not really chili. It almost leans more like a sloppy Joe.
Okay.
It's ground beef and there's some ketchup, mustard, brown sugar, various other ingredients in it, and some sauteed onion and stuff like that. And it's really, really good. But that with a big fat squirt of mustard and some shredded cheese.
Oh, cheese.
And
nice.
Yeah, and whatever hot sauce I have next to me at the time when I'm eating.
Okay.
Yeah, I love I put hot sauce in fucking everything.
Sure.
So I just need to feel something.
Need something to feel alive.
Yeah. I actually have Thai food waiting for me for dinner. Spicy Thai food.
Speaking of pain.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I might have to like see if she can like yeet you the recipe just to give it a rip one time because it's so good.
I want that chili recipe.
It's so simple, but we call it chili, but it's not really chili per se. It's more of a meat sauce, but it's so damn good on a hot dog.
It's like how my family has a thing called barbecue, but it's literally a really clovey sloppy Joe.
Clovey? Huh.
Yeah, it's a lot of clove.
I'm not.
It's very sweet. There's a lot of brown sugar. There's a lot of clove. There's a lot of vinegar, but it's ground beef and ketchup and mustard and cloves and onions and bell pepper and vinegar. Yeah, and they call it barbecue. And as a kid, I was like, "This is the greatest," because it's just like manwich, basically, right? Like and you would just eat it on buns.
Similar to what my wife does, minus the clove.
Right.
I'm not the biggest fan of clove because I grew up around a bunch of goth kids.
Well,
so
it's
I smelled
not
that shit
it's
all
not
day,
like,
every day.
It's not that clovey, but the clove is there. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Like you notice the spice. You don't notice that weird
it doesn't give you
numbing.
The nummy.
Yeah, that thing. Oh God, I smoked a clove one time when I was in college.
And then you painted your nails black
well, I had a lot of goth friends. By the way, happy World Goth Day. Today's World Goth Day.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I had a lot of friends that were goth and they, you know, art kids and shit. And I was in the art department, but I was smoking Marlboro Reds 2 packs a day like a fucking champ. And
same girl, same.
Yeah, and I ran out of smokes and I was like, can I bum a smoke from you? I just finished something. I just wanted to smoke on the steps of the art department. And the girl was like, yeah, but they're cloves. And I was like, yeah, I don't give a fuck. And she was like, cool, here you go. And I smoked it like it was a regular cigarette and then could not get off the ground for about 30 minutes. Because I was high as fuck and just lightheaded as shit. Because I smoked it like a regular fucking cigarette, like a ding dong, instead of like
it's not the way.
Yeah, like instead of taking 20 to 30 minutes to smoke it like a normal person, I just inhaled the fucking thing like I was hotboxing a goddamn, like I was like, I gotta get back in there and ugh. Don't smoke cloves, kids.
Yeah, no. Well, just don't smoke in general.
Well, don't smoke in general. It's a terrible
because it's expensive and it's not good for you. But
and it'll get its claws in you.
The Rude Cooking School PSA.
Yeah. One to grow on. Well, actually, the Rude PSA would be like, go fuck yourself. Let's look at some regional hot dogs in America to start with. So, we've talked. We'll hit the. I'm sure we'll hit the Chicago dog. So let's start with a Carolina dog, which is also called a slaw dog.
Okay.
It features a beefy chili, a drizzle of mustard, and coleslaw. So,
wood.
What's that?
Wood.
Oh yeah. But I don't know about coleslaw and chili together. And you know what I'm looking at? They've got like a toasted bun. Okay. Before we go on, big question. Are you an all beef hot dog or a mixture hot dog?
I'm really not that picky.
Really?
Yeah, I don't give a shit about like turkey dogs and stuff.
No.
I grew up on like, just whatever cheap ass hot dogs were at the store.
Right.
So I don't mind.
So that's usually a mixed dog, which is what I grew up
like
with.
pork and beef kind of,
right.
And mechanically separated chicken parts and
I'm a big mixed dog. I don't like an all beef hot dog, and I've said this a bunch of times on the podcast. I think they overcompensate with salt. And I think
they definitely are saltier, and I feel like they're like
they put too many nitrates in them too to keep it red. Or they put
there's
red
something
dye
about the flavor that's a little bit
unlike beef.
Yeah. It wants to be umami, but it's like it ran the red light and just kept going.
Yeah. Yeah, it like burns your mouth almost because it's so salty and so
It's almost acidic.
Yeah, no, you're right. I agree. And that's why I don't like them. And that's why they put a bunch of garbage on them.
And that's why they're $8 a pack. Too.
Right. Yeah, they're expensive. So, okay. Carolina dog, never had one, but sure. Chicago dog, man, I wish I could find those sport peppers around here. It's so hard.
I found them at the same peppers. There's what the hell's the name of the company? They make all kinds of pickled jarred vegetables and stuff. Damn it, hold on.
That's all right.
You carry on.
I just use pepperoncinis. I just cut pepperoncinis in half. But
Oh yeah.
So, your typical Chicago dog is dog, mustard, electric green, chili relish. There's a slice of a dill pickle. There's 2 slices of tomato, and then your sport peppers, which are very mild at some places and very spicy at other places, depending on if they make their own. And
they're almost like shishitos.
Yeah, and then it's topped with celery salt, and it's fucking delicious. And it's
Mazzetta. Mazzetta is the name of the company.
Yeah,
and they actually jar those same, because I've done a lot of research on that, because the same damn peppers that are like sport peppers are, I think, very similar to the ones that In-N-Out uses. But I don't know if you have any reference level for In-N-Out, but
I know of it, but but they don't really sell sport peppers around here. And Mazzetta, I know of Mazzetta, but they're not around here very much.
Okay.
And if they are, it's usually like pepper pepperoncinis or their cherry peppers or, like jardinera or just
the jardinera is a staple
spread,
in our or like family gatherings. We always my mom cannot have a gathering without putting out some kind of a relish spread.
Yeah, which is
and so
awesome.
There's always like a bowl of the jardinera and like pickles and this and that and the other. And that's just every time we get together that she has to do it because she feels like she's underfeeding us otherwise. So that's where, I love the jardinera like that though.
One of the things I actually do think that's funny about the Chicago dog is that they put relish on it. And then we're like, yeah, let's put a fucking pickle on top of that. Like,
yeah, it's kind of redundant, but
it's dumb as shit, but it works because it's two different kind of flavors.
Yeah, sweet and dill,
But then you got a pickled pepper on it kind of too. But, it all works because you got this like big meaty, and of course that's an all beef hot dog again. So it's like this really fatty, salty thing. So you need all the salad around it to kind of calm it down.
Mm-hmm.
And it really works. It's so good.
Yeah, the acid helps with the fat. And
all right, here's one that I'm not a fan of. Have you ever had a Skyline chili dog?
No, but I'm a little leery about the fact that the chili sort of looks like the aftermath of eating one.
So like, look at that. Would you eat like it's just cheese? It's like I love cheese, but that's a lot of fucking cheese. There's not a lot of chili, and it's just kind of like eating like cold cheese.
There's a lot of weird warming spices in that chili too.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, I agree. So
it feels like it'd be like a cheesy Christmas dog.
For those that don't know, Skyline Chili is from a place. It was like the place was called Skyline that made it. It's got a lot of cinnamon, clove, and allspice in it, which kind of sounds like a lot like my family's barbecue, right? Like, and then they just cover it in shredded cheese, and whatever. Then there's a Coney dog. Now this is what I grew up with.
Yeah, I support that. So
it's mustard, onion, and chili. My dad always called it
like we have I don't know. You have Sonic there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's like that's their Coney basically. Chili, cheese, and onions.
So
and some mustard if you ask for it.
One thing that's weird that they're saying is some old varieties would make their chili out of beef heart, which is interesting. Like I could totally see it. Like as long as it's cooked long enough.
Use what you got,
Because heart's like tongue. There's two ways to cook it. It's either really hot and fast, and you're kind of leaving it like a little rare, or you cook it till it falls apart. Right?
Yeah.
Like I've had Peruvian food where it's literally just beef heart, and they marinate it. They cut the heart up into strips and then, put it on a stick and then really hit it high and hard just to sear the outsides. And then you eat it and it's so soft and it's so good and delicious.
I feel like that's the thing with Japanese barbecue too. They do stuff like that too.
Yeah. Where they fucking just nail it. Like, cause they got that like, Banchan,
Binchotan.
Yeah,
Binchotan charcoal, yeah.
Yeah, that's super duper hot. Yeah. Sorry, Banchan's like fucking Korean appetizer stuff. All right.
Also a favorite of mine.
I'm sure you haven't had one of these. I have had a zillion of them. It's a half smoke, also known as a DC dog.
Yeah, that doesn't exist in my neck of the woods.
Yeah, so there's a place called Ben's Chili Bowl. Have you ever heard of the 930 Club?
Not the 930 Club, but I have heard of Ben's Chili Bowl.
So the 930 Club is a very famous club, punk rock club. Used to be a punk rock club in DC, but now it's like one of the biggest venues on the East Coast. It's why nobody comes to fucking Baltimore. They all go to the goddamn DC. They all go to the fucking 930 Club. But even back in the day when I was a kid, you go to the 930 Club and get there early and then walk around the corner and go to Ben's Chili Bowl. and just get one of their fucking half smokes with chili, and it's so fucking good. All black owned. They got paintings of like Richard Pryor and shit on the walls. It's an amazing place. Old school, like sit at the counter. They have tables, but you can sit at the counter in like one of those little spinny circle seats and shit.
The diner stools. Yeah.
I saw Sonic Youth eating there one time when I went to go see Sonic Youth and was like, I'm just going to be cool and not mess with them. And fucking Thurston Moore got done with his food and walked past us and looked at us kind of like, thank you for not talking to me. Because he knew exactly why we were there. Like, it's DC and we're just some fucking little white kids that are like alternate teens and shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, they're so good. I forget why they're called half smokes. They're smoky, but I don't think that they're like smoked a long time. And I think that's what it is, but they're pork sausage. They're fat. They're like chunky boys. They're probably inch diameter.
Yeah.
Like they're bigs, and man, they're really fucking good. I don't know what this is. The hot wiener. It's from Rhode Island. It's also called the New York System wiener.
I've never heard of that.
I've never heard of this.
That leans into like the Coney territory.
Right. Okay. So these dogs are made of a combination of pork, veal, and beef. They sit in a bun covered in meat-based chili along with mustards, onions, and celery salt. Okay. So I get it. Like, I mean, weirdly enough, I don't think people use enough celery salt. It's such a
similar
weird
DNA to the Chicago dog, but I think Chicago, they use celery seed, right? Or
both. Like some places use seeds, some people use salt. I use celery salt because it's just so fucking good. Because I don't find celery seed to have the punch that celery salt does, because celery seed is whole and in the salt it's pure. It's blend. It's like
yeah,
blended up to be a powder. But yeah, I'd eat that all day. The Italian dog. This is a New Jersey thing, and I've had one, and I'm like,
I actually just watched something about that the other day.
So it
was Adam Richman.
Yes.
He's got his pro moves thing he's got on First We Feast. So I just watched that like yesterday.
It's a deep fried hot dog stuffed in a pizza bread, which is kind of like it's almost like a pita. Or a split Italian roll. It's then topped with fried bell peppers, potatoes, and onions, and
lots of ketchup.
I've had one, and I'm like, you know what, this isn't for me. I think it's the potatoes and the peppers. I could go either way. Like I've had hot dogs with fries, and I've had hot dogs with peppers on them, but just there's something about it I just didn't dig. And maybe it was the bread too. I don't know.
I know it looks a little carby for me.
Oh, it's very carby. But yeah, it's definitely a regional thing. The Kansas City dog, Reuben dog. I've never had this. It's sauerkraut, Swiss cheese, and then Thousand Island dressing. I mean,
I would do that, but I'd probably replace the Swiss with something else because I'm not a big fan of Swiss cheese. So,
well, I love a Reuben, and this kind of makes sense as long as your dog is. Corned beef and Reuben and a hot dog are not super far apart.
No, it's basically it's just cured meat.
Yeah, and the only difference is there's a lot of more coriander in like a pastrami or a corned beef.
Mm-hmm.
But it's basically the same DNA. So I can't imagine this would be bad.
Oh, absolutely not. I would definitely do that.
LA dogs are the most underwhelming thing in the world. It's a bacon wrap hot dog with mustard, mayonnaise, ketchup, and sauteed onions. Sometimes with poblano. And it's not the worst hot dog in the world, but the way people fucking go off about them, I'm like, it's not that great. But I like it. Like, don't get me wrong. But the amount of shit that I heard about this fucking hot dog when I went to LA a couple times, my buddy was like, you fucking don't have this shit in the East Coast. I'm like, all right. And then I had one. I was like, really? Is just fucking cooked onions and fucking like, I love the poblano. Like the poblano makes it.
Yeah.
And I dig the bacon, but like it's just ketchup, mustard, and it's like a baby dog. Like I want ketchup.
I was actually born
mustard.
in LA and they do lean heavy into their stuff that they really, really like. And it's not always the best.
Yeah. I've never heard of these. A Maine snapper dog. It's these weird dyed casings.
They look like pickled sausages.
They do look like pickled sausages, but you know, it's never about the topping. It's just about the dog, and they're just vibrant, terrifyingly red hot dogs. They're like dog dicks.
Yeah.
Mini hot dogs. This is a Hudson Valley thing.
Oh, there we go.
When I was in the Hudson Valley at the Culinary Institute of America for a class one time, I saw these and I never got one. Like I saw like signs for them, but I never went to a place that had them. And I mean, they're basically like a, what do you call it? Like a slider, but a dog.
Okay. A glizette, if you will.
Yeah. A glizette. Dirty water hot dogs, fucking New York, dude. You can't beat it, right? Like,
yeah, never experienced it, but I've heard an awful lot about it.
I've had so many at 2 a.m, 3 a.m, 4 a.m, 7 a.m. Like, I've had them on Broadway. I've had them on the Lower East Side. I've had them in Harlem. I've had them in the fucking Upper East Side. Like, I used to have a job where I had to drive up to New York when I was like 22 and deliver art for an art gallery. And, you know, I would get like an hour to just do whatever. And a lot of times if I could position or find a parking spot, I would park around the Dakota by where John Lennon was killed and park there and then find a dog place and then just eat in the park. But otherwise I would just find a place and, you know, damn, they're really good fucking just, you know, cart dogs. And we have do you have cart dogs around you guys?
No, not really. No, I take that back. In front of most of the big box hardware stores in the area, you're gonna find there's like a big selling hot dogs and sausage on a stick, and usually elotes and probably tacos, some tamales and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But it's just kind of, you know, because Texas. But
in Baltimore, there are hot dog carts, and like the older I get, the more I'm like, maybe I just want to do that. I don't want to stand in the cold, but it seems like it's just a really interesting job. Like there's a cart that's been downtown Baltimore for 30 years, 40 years, and same family's owned it. You know, you got to get zoning and all this shit. I remember being in culinary school and meeting one of my classmates. I was like, oh, what are you here for? Because, you know, some people are like, oh, I want to be a Michelin star chef or I want to be this or whatever. And the guy was like, yeah, I just want to have a hot dog cart. And I was like, why are you in culinary school? And he's like, well, you know,
want to have a really good hot dog cart.
No, he wanted it because that's what I said. Do you want to have like a Jappa dog thing? Like, which is like a fancy hot dog place in Canada. And he's just like, no, I just want to have, I just thought it would be good to have some culinary skills. And I was like, buddy, he left after that first semester because
you're spending a lot of money.
You're spending a lot of fucking money to do. I mean, I can't say
invest that in a cart.
I can't say anything. Well, that's what I was telling him. I can't say anything. I went through culinary school and didn't do anything with it because I was like, I'm just going to learn to write about it better.
Well, I mean, you're kind of doing something with it. More of a hobby, but you know.
Yeah, I'm not making money off of it. The Philly dog, which is the Philly combo, it's got coleslaw, pepper, vinegar, onions, brown mustard. They got fish cakes that top it sometimes. Fucking Philly, you dumb fucks. So, like, okay, they like to have their own thing. I get it. But then they take our thing, which is the fish cakes. There's a thing in Baltimore. They're called coddies. See all this shit on top of the thing right here?
Oh, yeah. They're like cod fritters.
They're codfish cakes. It's potato and cod a very little bit of cod most of the time and a lot of potato. And then you smash, you make a puck out of it and you fry it, right? They're great. But they do shit like this. And then they're like, oh, it's ours. It's ours. It's ours. But I will, to be fair, there is no such thing in Baltimore that's a cod topped with a coddy. And it's really weird.
They have a very similar thing in Puerto Rico. The as far like the coddies, the alcapuria.
Okay.
It's a fritter that's basically kind of made with the same sort of stuff, but it's salt cod.
So I can't imagine this is bad. So it's got a pepper hash that's basically like really fine peppers in vinegar, onions, brown sugar, and then fish cakes on top. So it's like potato, this like pepper coleslaw thing, and then mustard and onion. Okay. Philly, go fuck yourself. Let's go down. Have you ever had a puka dog?
No, I've heard of a puka dog, but I've never. Obviously, I'm really, really far removed from anything Hawaiian.
I don't really know what it is. Everything's fucking. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah.
Oh shit! Everything's. There we go. I was about to say everything kind of froze up on me for a second. A puka dog is, it's so like there are these things, and I'm sure you've seen them. So it's like a giant metal dildo with a spike at the top.
Yeah, and they poke a hole in the bun. It's hot,
and they put the bun into it, right?
Absolutely violate it with a hot dog.
Yes, and they toast the inside of the bun. The good ones do that. The bad ones just sort of warm the inside of it. And then they stick a dog in there. So they put the dog in, and it's garlic lemon sauce, fruit relishes, mustard, and ketchup. And that sounds really interesting.
Yeah, I would eat.
This also looks like it has cheese right there.
I don't know. That looks like some sort of a chutney or something, like a fruit chutney or something.
Oh, it looks like cheese to me. It's got a certain texture. When I was in Paris, they had those things all over the place where they would just have like a quarter of a baguette. They would jam those things on there, and then they would put a foot-long hot dog in it. So you'd have like 8 inches of baguette that's been toasted on the inside. They put all the shit on the inside, but then you'd have a foot long. So you'd have 2 inches of hot dog hanging out each end. They were so good. They were only like fucking like €2. They were so good.
Oh, the Ripper. Yeah.
The Ripper, New Jersey, where they just cook it till it fucking busts.
Explodes.
Yeah.
Oh, Rutt's Hut. Yeah.
What's that?
The
Rutt's Hut is what it's called.
Yeah. It's apparently like very, very well known.
Yeah. I've never heard of a scrambled dog.
I have not either. Why is there oyster crackers on a hot dog?
I don't know. What we're looking at, there's a little mini bowl. There's definitely a hamburger bun. I see pickle, and then I see oyster crackers on top of it. So it says this is a unique concoction from Columbus, Georgia, originating from a joint called Dinglewood Pharmacy, which is a working pharmacy. The dog, complete with his bun, comes completely drenched in chili, pickles, and for some reason, oyster crackers. You can even add coleslaw if you want.
All right. Well, the chili with the oyster crackers makes more sense now.
Yeah, but
that chili's mighty red.
You got to eat that with a fork and knife, though. You can't pick that up.
Oh, absolutely not.
Jesus Christ.
Let's try to wear half of it.
Speaking of very underwhelming hot dogs, Seattle dog. And people are going to give me shit for this, but I find these to be the most boring hot dogs I've ever had in my life. It's a hot dog, bun, hot dog. There's like a mixture of like onions and a little bit of peppers. Then on the other side is cream cheese, and then slices of jalapeno, and then topped with ketchup.
I mean,
sriracha
I'm
or barbecue sauce.
Proponent for cream cheese on a lot of things. I'm not sure on a hot dog though. I might have to.
It's not the best. It was the cream cheese that turns me off every time, and I should think that's amazing, but there's something about it that I just really don't like.
I mean, maybe if it was doctored up a little bit, do something with the cream cheese and make it more of a spread.
Well, a lot of people, the problem is too, they try to make it really super spicy. So the onion mixture is spicy because they put something in it. It's topped with raw jalapenos. Then it's got sriracha on it. And then it's got the cream cheese to cool it off. But, it's also got mustard and sometimes ketchup. But I don't know.
That sounds like somebody reaching real hard there,
Yeah. Again, I didn't hate it, but I was just like, oh. And I was really excited for it. And I was like, okay, this is going to be like maybe they're going to do something different than just the base thing that I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Because in my brain tongue, it was going to taste a certain way. And I was like, maybe they're going to do something.
Jalapenos would be better suited to that.
I agree.
I'm not the hugest fan of like raw ass jalapenos as like a topping because it's.
I'm the same way.
Like spicy and grassy.
Spicy and grass, exactly.
Yeah.
All right, fucking the stunner, the Sonoran hot dog. So you've never had one of these?
I've never had one, but I'm familiar with the concept of it.
You got to make one, dude.
And I would definitely eat 5 of them.
It includes all your favorite things.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a bacon wrap hot dog, served on a bolillo roll. And that's the key, is getting a good bolillo roll. Like there's a couple places around me there's a couple places around here that have good bolillo rolls. Like they make them in house, but then you put like avocado, or I like guac actually, because it's, a little bit more spreadable. Pinto beans, onions, tomatoes, ketchup, mayo, mustard. And then like some people put corn on it, but dude, the thing is the bolillo roll, but you split it on top.
Yeah, like a hot bun.
Open that joint up and then just put everything in. And the thing that's really fucking good is just the beans.
Oh, I can imagine. Yeah.
Like, because normally you're used to hot dog chili, which is just all meat, but the beans really add something.
It's almost more of a condiment at that point,
Yeah, exactly.
I would definitely, me being who I am as a person, would definitely run some Valentina on that thing.
All right, so here. Have you had a Texas Tommy?
I've never even heard of it, and I've lived here for 45 years.
Okay, they originated in Pottstown, Pennsylvania. Oh, so this is a Pennsylvania thing.
Oh,
okay.
That explains why I've never heard of it.
Sausage is split, filled with cheese, wrapped with bacon, then cooked. They're deep fried or grilled.
We're all using Texas, Jesus. All fast and loose, like Texas Pete. Not made in Texas.
So, okay, it's a bacon wrapped hot dog filled with cheese, and there's just nothing. You just raw dog in that. It's just cheese, bacon, hot dog on a bun. I'm here for it. That's fine.
I mean, yeah, with something on it, I'd be on that. Like condiment wise, I think I'd probably definitely eat that. But
there's another. So this is New Jersey and Eastern Pennsylvania. It's called a Texas Wiener.
You motherfuckers need to calm down with this. Just
right.
Texas slander.
It's funny because it says Texas must get tired of everybody capitalizing their name to sell their food stuffs, huh?
Exactly, right?
So chili dog
who wrote this article
with cumin and allspice and cinnamon, and then they're deep fried and it's topped with mustard and onion.
That sounds kind of basic, honestly.
I've never had one of these, but I've heard they're great, and it's the Alaskan reindeer dog. So it's what it is. It's caribou pork and beef, mixture of combination, make the dog. Then it's topped with onions deglazed with Coca-Cola. So sweet onions and then mustard, and then sometimes a layer of cream cheese.
There we are with the cream cheese again. Yeah.
So that's pretty wild. And okay, before we get out of America, and we're going to go through Europe or the world very quickly. I will put in Ann's Dairy Cream of Glen Burnie, Maryland, as probably one of the most singular, interesting hot dogs. Like you've seen pictures of the Ann's Dairy Cream's hot dogs I've had before, right?
Yeah, mayhaps. It doesn't really ring a bell, but
okay. So they do what do you call them? Like footlongs.
Okay.
But they do triple dogs. So this place is super small. I'm showing pictures to Soren right now. Very, very small little place. They got like a couple things, but this is what their food looks like. Oh, I'm losing it. So it's a big bun, as you can see, with a little dog. They're really sort of tiny footlongs. But now they used to be able to do double dogs. Now they do triple dogs. And you can I get them mustard, onion, chili, triple dog on a footlong bun, and good gravy. Their fries are amazing. Their shakes are like from the 1950s and incredible.
Nice.
It's just a legit old school place. It's in a place that is it started in like the 30s, and then in the 80s they started to build like you see this little house. That's it. That's all it is. And inside
I've
it's
definitely
even
seen the hot dog statue somewhere before.
Yeah. So Marley Station, which is the mall, started being built in the 80s and tried to buy them out, and they were like, yeah, fuck you. And now 40 years later, that place is going out of business. Ann's Dairy Cream, still great. Like, look at this.
Oh yeah.
It's just a fucking cardiac arrest, and it's so good. I can only eat it a couple times a year, but good God, if you're lucky enough to be in Glen Burnie, Maryland, people, go to Ann's Dairy Cream and get yourself some of that. All right, let's hit some joints from around the world. We talked about the Soren dog.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the Completo from Chile.
Oh yeah, I've seen that before. Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Lots of watching food shows.
Okay, so this has basically guac, diced tomato, mayonnaise, and pico de gallo. And sauerkraut and salsa verde are also common toppings. I would eat 7,000 of them.
Yeah, same.
Because that's a lot of fucking mayonnaise.
I
thought
like
that was crema.
In South America, they are really team mayo.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. But like I would
South America and Japan.
Yeah.
Very, very team mayo there.
My wife would fuck this up. She's a guac machine. There's the Charo Quente, which is from Brazil. It's got a juicy sausage, same. Salty cheese, snappy peas, mayonnaise, and potato crunchy sticks. Ooh, that's a really good idea.
Yeah, I'm as far as like Brazilian, they do the potato sticks on a lot of stuff.
Really?
A lot of sandwiches, and it's kind
that's
of
a really good fucking idea on a hot dog, though.
Mm-hmm.
Just for crunch factor, because everything normally
absolutely.
is mushy.
It's like a tiny fry. Other
popular toppings are ground beef, corn, onions, and peppers. Jesus Christ. That sounds awesome. Okay, the South Korea
the Korean
Gamja dog.
Yeah.
Have you ever had one of these?
I have not, but there's actually a lot of places around here where I could. I just haven't got around to it yet.
So they're kind of like corn dogs, but they're covered in crispy potato chunks. And then some are filled with cheese, some are not. Some are not even beef hot dogs or pork hot dogs. Sometimes they're fish dogs.
Yeah. Fish, and some of them are just straight up cheese.
Yeah, and some of them are just cheese. Yeah. And they're really fucking good. Like, you can buy them at H Mart, like pre-made, and they're okay. I got a couple still in my fridge, but they got to be deep fried. You can't just heat them up in the oven and shit. Like, yeah.
Not being fried.
So here is the Tunsbrödsroll, which is basically the logom from Sweden. And as I've said before, it's the greatest thing in the world, which is, well, okay. So this is the Swedish Tunsbrödsroll, and it's flatbread, mashed potatoes, hot dogs, mustard and ketchup, toasted onions. Sometimes it has shrimp salad, and pickles. The one that I've had, and there's usually lettuce. The one I've had is flatbread, mashed potatoes, shrimp salad, lettuce, dogs, mustard, and then fried deep, like crispy fried onions, like French fried onions.
That sounds great.
And then some very thinly shaved onion, and then you wrap that whole thing up, and there's 2 dogs in there, and it's the greatest thing in the history of the world.
Oh, choripan. Yep.
Have you had one of these?
I have not, but I've seen a lot of stuff about it, and it sounds really, really good. Because I mean, who doesn't like chorizo?
So it's a toasted baguette, a chorizo that's been sliced and then grilled, fresh chimichurri, which is fucking the best with chorizo anyway. Wow, I want 8 of those.
Yeah.
Like, that sounds great. Like just as is, because a good chimichurri has a bunch of shit in it, right? Like
and a lot of flavor.
You got the parsley, and if you're doing a parsley cilantro mix, if you're adding a lot of fresh peppers, a little bit of garlic, yeah, that's fucking on point for just some like fatty, salty chorizo. Oh, these guys look weird. Danish hot dogs from Copenhagen. They're okay. Oh, okay. So it's not mayonnaise. It's dog bun, curried remoulade, pickled peppers, fresh and fried onions, and then ketchup and mustard.
Oh yeah, all day.
Yeah, the curried remoulade. I'm like, oh shit, okay. And it looks like it's a foot long. Like it maybe.
They definitely make a lot longer hot dogs in like Eastern Europe.
Yeah, in Europe they like the dog to be off the sides, which is great because then you actually get like a good meat to bun ratio. And
they tend to make way better quality hot dogs.
Okay, I've never even fucking heard of this thing. It's called fuck you, Canada. I don't even want to say this out loud. It's called Steamies and Toasties.
That sounds like an Urban Dictionary entry.
Sounds like a goddamn. Okay. Montreal street food hosts 2 styles of hot dogs, each with its own fan base: the steamy or the toasty. The difference between the 2 styles is that a steamy is steamed and the toasty is toasted bun. So you either get a steamed bun or toasted bun. They're all dressed. So it has onions, mustard, relish, and cabbage slaw. And I mean, this is like, it's
some chunky cabbage.
It's basically just cabbage. So it looks like it's just really thick sauerkraut. So when I was in Montreal, I didn't see this. I would have fucking got one in a second. This also has cheese on it.
Yeah, it looks like just a melted down Kraft single.
It don't look good. Yeah, that looks like a white people fucking thing. All right, then there's the pulse from Norway, which again, flatbread, dude. Flatbread, like a potato tortilla. They have shrimp salad or potato salad. They have French fried onions, mustard, and ketchup. Like that. What's funny is that looks like the most ghetto thing I've ever seen. It's like a paper plate with a tortilla. There's a foot-long hot dog. It's got a little crispy, crunchy onion, and then just mustard and ketchup on it. I would still eat the shit out of that. 10 out of 10.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. The chuco from Guatemala. Chuco is Guatemalan slang for dirty, but this has, let's see, fresh guac, cabbage slaw, onions, peppers, also mustard, ketchup, mayonnaise, and then other toppings that you could put on are queso, chimichurri, and pico de gallo. Yeah, dude, this is just like heart attack bomb. I want 4 of them, and it's covered in crema.
Yeah,
that's not mayo, that's crema. Iran has a thing called sosis bandari. Wow, that's interesting looking. It's a very pretty looking hot dog.
Yeah. That looks like a really gauche Chicago dog.
Yeah. So it's a Frankfurter cut into chunks and then put back on the bun, which is interesting. And it's got diced potatoes, onions, and peppers that are sauteed in tomato paste with spices like turmeric and cayenne. Some recipes use curry powder as cumin as well. And it's on a bread roll with tomato slices. And then Additional condiments are lettuce, parsley, and pickles. Mayonnaise and mustard can also be added. Wow. That's pretty bananas.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Where are we at? These are not. What's a sausage sizzle? Oh, I've seen these in fucking Australia because they're maniacs. They burn the shit out. They fry the shit out of their hot dog till it looks like Emperor Palpatine's dick, or I guess it would be fucking Anakin Skywalker's dick. But and then they just put regular but it's on a piece of bread.
Struggle buns. Yep.
Yeah. So they got like onions, tomato sauce, barbecue sauce. They're fucking crazy. Talked about the puka dog. Iceland has one that has sheep or lamb meat with pork and beef. And it's got their own special mustard, which is like a sweet.
I have heard Icelandic mustard is phenomenal.
Yeah, so have I. My friend Jeff has had this hot dog and raves about it. He's like, I wish I could find it here, but we'd have to import everything in.
So yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure you're probably in the world of TikTok doom scrollers, but
no, not at all.
There's a dude on TikTok. He has a massive account. He actually does. He publishes on YouTube as well. His show is called Roll for Sandwich.
Okay.
And basically the premise of it is he draws up like 5 different sheets with numbers associated with different ingredients for said sandwich. And so he rolls for everything from the bread to the cheese.
Oh, I have seen this. Yes, yeah. I have seen this.
And he did a thing where he went to Iceland and he got that Icelandic mustard and brought it home. And he said it's the best mustard you ever had in his life.
That's cool as shit.
So
all right, we are going to end this with the Perro Caliente Colombiano from Colombia. This fucking thing looks like
whale eggs?
Beast. Yes. So this has tangy sweet pineapple sauce, garlic mayonnaise, salsa rosada. There's crumbled up potato chips hiding underneath the boiled hot dog. There are multiple quail eggs, hard boiled and placed on the very top. It looks like it has fucking cheese, avocado sauce, barbecue sauce. And there's other stuff underneath. It looks fucking incredible.
It looks really good, but it looks
the quail
hard to eat.
The quail eggs are really weird because they're just put in there with toothpicks. So
they gotta give your wiener some huevos.
Yeah. Well, nice. Yeah, we're gonna end it on that joke. That's pretty good. Good job, Soren.
Hey.
Yeah, so there you go. I hope this has inspired you to look around you, look outside of just your normal hot dog, and see if there's anything that you want to break out and surprise your friends or your family with. Like, I know that I'm inspired. Like, seriously, I might just do like a hot dog fucking bonanza this weekend. I do like doing a hot dog where you like hold the dog and then you slice it on the outside in a spiral around it.
Oh, yeah.
And then grill it and it pops. And then you get like the really good grilled bits and the charred spots. And
then the very popular Japanese preparation where you make it look like an octopus.
I'm not doing that. But I do love it. Every time people are like, this is stupid, I'm like, I wish I had that when I was a kid. It would have been the greatest thing ever. But yeah, so hopefully you will go and do this. I really hope you do. I hope we've inspired you. I hope you have a good weekend, long weekend. If you're listening to this in the future, I still hope you have a good weekend or a good week. I don't care. Whatever. You're in the future. I'm probably dead. Who cares? So for the Root Cooking School podcast, my name is John Hauser III.
And I'm Saucy Soren Marquardt. Go cook something weird, y'all.
Hell yeah. We'll talk to you later. See you next week, y'all.